Now let's talk about congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Okay. First, you should know the normal physiology of how hormones are produced. Only then you will understand what happens in CAH. Alright. So from the thalamus, okay, just a moment. So from the hypothalamus, CRH is produced. What is CRH, guys? Corticotrophin releasing hormone. So that gets produced from hypothalamus. Now the CRH will go and act where? It goes and act in the anterior pituitary. Okay. Now because of this, anterior pituitary will release what? ACTH. Okay. This ACTH will go and act in the, what is ACTH by the way? Adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Okay. Now this ACTH hormone will go and act on the adrenal gland. Where it will go and act? On the adrenal gland. This adrenal gland, once ACTH acts on it, will produce cholesterol. Okay. Now this cholesterol is converted into 17-OH progesterone in the body. Now this step is very important. Okay. This one, 17-OH progesterone, that part is very important. So cholesterol gets converted into, let us say, 17-OHP. Okay. Because it's such a long name. So now what happens is, normally this 17-OH progesterone, okay, will get converted into 3 hormones, guys. Aldosterone, cortisol and androgens. Okay. All about 33% of this and 33% of this will be produced. Okay. Now for the conversion of the 17-OH progesterone into aldosterone and cortisol, we require 2 enzymes which are already there in the body for all of us. Okay. One is 21 hydroxylase, the second one is 11 hydroxylase. Okay. Now out of these two, 21 hydroxylase is more important. Okay. So for the conversion of 17-OH progesterone to aldosterone and cortisol, we require 21 hydroxylase and 11 hydroxylase. Okay. Now this androgens, from here 17-OHP, androgens are also produced. This does not require any enzyme. Okay. Now when this cortisol is formed, okay, when enough cortisol is formed in our body, normal physiology I'm talking, okay, it sends negative feedback mechanism to the anterior pituitary. It tells the anterior pituitary, bhai, stop producing ACTH, because body now has got enough cortisol. Okay, I don't want more cortisol. So you stop producing ACTH so that the further steps won't occur and more cortisol will not be formed. Okay. Now what happens in congenital adrenal hyperplasia is that this enzyme, actually both the enzymes, okay, 21 hydroxylase and 11 hydroxylase will be deficient, will be absent. Okay. So what happens? You tell me, if these 2 enzymes are absent, can 17-OH progesterone be converted to aldosterone and cortisol? Can they? No, it cannot be converted, right? So if cortisol is not produced in the body, will there be negative feedback mechanism? Is there somebody to go and tell your anterior pituitary, stop producing ACTH? No, because cortisol itself is not formed, right? So this anterior pituitary in this CH, what happens, no? Since there is no negative feedback, this keeps on producing ACTH. Okay, ACTH keeps on getting produced. Okay, as a result, what will be more, guys? 17-OH progesterone in that person keeps on getting increased. Okay. Now anyways, 17-OH progesterone cannot be converted into aldosterone, cannot be converted into cortisol, because these 2 enzymes are not there. What will it do? It will get converted into androgens. Okay. Now the problem is, if a person's body gets too much of androgens, it will affect the way how his or her genitals will look. This CAH, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, usually affects female kids. Okay. What is the effect is, guys? In female kids, just a moment. Yeah. In female kids, the labia majora and the labia minora, they will fuse together to look like scrotum. Okay, so when they are born, when the female fetuses are born, okay, and if they have the CAH, what we get to see is that they'll have a scrotum, but actually it is not scrotum. Okay, it just looks like scrotum because labia majora and minora have fused. Also, their clitoris, right, will get enlarged and it can look like a micro penis. Okay. So this will give rise to an appearance called as ambiguous genitalia, meaning, when we see such a child for the first time, we will be in doubt whether she is a boy or a girl. I'll show you the picture, okay, just a moment guys. I'll show you how it looks like. See, this is how a female child with CH will look like. See, this is a female child, okay, look. It looks like a male organ but not exactly like a male organ, right? So the clitoris is enlarged and it looks like a micro penis. Can you make out here, right? And the labia majora and labia minora, they have fused to look like a scrotum. So this is how a female child will look like. Okay, so but in male, suppose a male child has got CH once, usually he will not have so many problems because see, at the most he can have a precocious puberty or he can have a big penis, that's all. Okay, so male children will not have too much problem if they have CAH. Okay, now one more thing you should know here is that in female fetus, I told you, they will have this ambiguous genitalia, right? So there is another term for it called as female pseudo-hermaphroditism, meaning this term is very important. Okay, she is a female but there is false genitals. The genitals looks as though it is of a male. Understood? Now what is the investigation, guys? See, I told you, see, in CAH what will increase? What will increase? This one will increase, right? 17-OH progesterone. So you just check 17-OH progesterone level in the patient. It is going to be very high. It's going to be more than 800. Okay. And the treatment is what, guys? See, the main problem here is because they are not able to produce aldosterone, cortisol. Mainly, they don't produce mineralocorticoid. They cannot produce glucocorticoid. That is a problem. That is why entire whatever we have learned now happens, right? So, what is the treatment? You just supplement this. Okay, you supplement a mineralocorticoid and you supplement a glucocorticoid. So, can you tell me one example of a mineralocorticoid, guys? Instead of aldosterone, what can you give the child? You can give fludrocortisone. Okay, and instead of cortisol, you can give what? Yeah, you can give hydrocortisone. Okay, so now we have hydrocortisone. Okay, so this is a lifelong treatment. Okay, guys, since the patient cannot synthesize aldosterone and cortisol, you will have to give these lifelong. Okay, now what will you give a pregnant woman who is at a risk of producing a child with CAH? You have to give her dexamethasone. Okay, so that is all about congenital adrenal hyperplasia. I hope it's clear. Thank you.